The Firmament, Finding the Truth. Please pause and read. If you were to ask anyone about the math behind the supposed speed that the Earth and solar system are moving, most people won't know the answer. But the official answer they tell us is the Earth is supposedly spinning at about 1,000 miles per hour and orbiting the Sun at roughly 66,000 miles per hour, and the Earth is said to be chasing the Sun blasting through the Milky Way galaxy at 490,000 miles per hour, and that the entire Milky Way galaxy is zooming at incomprehensible face-melting speeds of 1.3 million miles per hour. Now, to give you some perspective on how mind-bending these speeds are, this is the hypersonic sled, which is traveling at about 6,500 miles per hour. So we are told to believe that the Earth is orbiting around the Sun 10 times faster than this and chasing the Sun about 70 times faster than this. And yet, we see lakes and oceans looking like this. Still, calm, and flat. They tell us the International Space Station is orbiting Earth at about 17,000 miles per hour, which is about 3 times faster than the hypersonic sled. Yet this is what we see on spacewalk video footage. Ask yourself if this really looks like the space station and astronaut are moving at 17,000 miles per hour, and if you can see Earth spinning and chasing the Sun at those face-melting speeds. Another observation we can make to know that there's no rotation of the Earth is this. If Earth makes a full rotation every 24 hours, it would face the same direction at 12 p.m. every single day, no matter where it is in its rotation around the Sun. But after 6 months though, day would be night and night would be day. But we don't observe this happening, and we will get more into day and night in a different video. If you're being honest with yourself, your God-given senses will tell you that there's absolutely no movement of Earth whatsoever and no motion is experienced by any of us. As it is written, the Earth is fixed and immovable, just as the Word of God says. It is still and calm, just like we observe it to be. Another observation we can make is seeing the Sun's reflection on large bodies of water. You can do an experiment at home and see how the Sun's reflection would appear on a curved surface versus a flat surface, and see which one matches with what we observe in reality when watching a sunset on the ocean. We are told that the Earth curves at a rate of 8 inches per mile squared. There are some videos and photos that show visibility of the Chicago skyline from the shore of Grand Mere State Park in Michigan, which is about 55 miles away. So at 55 miles, according to Globe Math, the Chicago skyline should be about 2,000 feet below the curvature of the Earth. Another example is seeing Oahu from Kauai, which is about 73 miles away from each other, or seeing Toronto from Niagara on the lake. There's many more tests you can find like these, but these are just a few examples. Another thing we are told is that objects disappear due to curvature, but in reality, it is due to perspective of when an object moves further away from your field of view, and it disappears into the vanishing point of your limited perspective. A prime example of this is right here. Notice how the boat travels further away and the man walks further away on the football field. Both eventually disappear as they get further away due to perspective and optical limits as to how far we can see certain objects. And there's also instances where we see the phenomenon of refraction or atmospheric lensing, where the atmosphere will act as a lens and cause visual distortion of what is being seen. When this takes place, it gives the illusion that objects tend to disappear from the bottom up, as if going over a curve the further it is away from you. It's testable and repeatable. Science! With boats, there's times where you can't see them with your eyes, but when you get a long zoom camera like the Nikon P1000, you can zoom in and pull it into view. Now, these are a few real-world observations that we can make that show us the reality of where we live on a fixed, immovable Earth. But one of my favorite observations is how rainbows prove the firmament above us, and we will dive into rainbows in part 12 of The Firmament, Finding the Truth.